The economic crash in 1929 lasted until 1933. This day was known as Black Tuesday. The stocks in the U.S. lost all value, and the banks collapsed, causing all money to lose value as well. This was known as the Great Depression.
The connection between the Roaring Twenties and the Great Depression was all because of money and spending. Spending on products and investing into banks led to a stock market crash. This happened because everyone was buying stocks and saving money into banks, so when the stocks crashed along with the banks, everyone lost their money, thus causing poverty. The stock market crash of 1929 was the falling of prices in stock due to the rapid buying the Thursday before Black Tuesday, also known as Black Thursday. Stocks lost all value, and the U.S. Steel Company that sold steel once for $262 apiece, it dropped to only $22 apiece. This drop in prices caused the Great Depression. Bank failures were caused by people putting their life savings into banks after the stocks crashed. This over-influx of money all over the world caused the banks to fail, taking people's money with it. This caused poverty. This fall led to poverty everywhere. Many never got their life savings back, if any at all, which caused homelessness all over the world, mainly the U.S. The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act raised national tariff rates by 60% in the 1930s. This tariff ended in a disaster. The raise of trading tariffs caused other countries to raise tariff on the U.S. in order to retaliate against the U.S. This resulted in shrinking trade and a decline in the global economy, which affected all countries, mainly the U.S. The Dust Bowl was a drought that occurred in Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas. On top of the drought, the price for fresh crops dropped, crushing farms in the Midwest. African American sharecroppers suffered more than the whites because of the unemployment and racism that was brought against them.
The Great Depression impacted life by causing poverty rates to increase and employment rates to decrease, which led to the crime rates increasing because people needed to scavenge food, and they did that by stealing from more prosperous people. Also, since the poverty rate increased, that meant more people were left on the streets to fend for themselves. The New Deal was a series of programs, public work programs, financial reforms, and regulations enacted in 1933 to help pull America out of the Great Depression. The Social Security Act was a system that established benefits for workers, benefits for industrial workers, the unemployed, and aid for dependent mothers and children. This helped the population physically by helping them get out of worse conditions. Also, there is the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. The purpose of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation was to provide stability to the economy and the failing banking system. It did this by guaranteeing a specific amount of checking and saving deposits for every bank account. Another program of the New Deal was the Securities and Exchange Commission. The purpose of this was to protect investors from dangerous or illegal financial practices or fraud by requiring full and accurate financial disclosure. Another program that was enacted by the New Deal was the Works Progress Administration. The purpose of this was to employ the millions of job seekers to carry out public works projects. This included the construction of public buildings and roads, as well as bridges. This helped the millions of job seekers gain money. The last program enacted by the New Deal was the Civilian Conservation Corps. This was a voluntary public work relief group that would help supplement the unemployed and would further progress in America. The legacy of the New Deal includes programs that are still around today, which are the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, the Federal Crop Insurance Corporation, the Federal Housing Administration, and the Tennessee Valley Authority. These programs helped out Americans in the early 1930s and allowed us to prosper as we moved into World War II.
The Great Depression ended because of the implement of the 7 different programs made by Roosevelt. All of these created jobs, made money, and wrested balance to the main economy of all countries.